Okay, so you've been crushing it on your demo account, right? Your strategies are working, the wins are just piling up, and you feel totally ready to go live. But that jump, that leap from practice money to real money, that's where so many traders just hit a wall. So today, we're going to break down the single most important skill that really separates the pros from the folks who don't make it. It's the $1 million question, isn't it? You can have a perfect strategy, read the market like a book, and still find yourself losing when it actually counts. Why on earth does this happen? Well, the answer, it's probably not what you're thinking.
All right, so the first thing you have to get your head around is this. The market doesn't change when you go live. Nope, the charts look exactly the same. The price moves are identical. The thing that changes is you. The real difference is the emotional weight of having your own hard-earned cash on the line.
Look, a demo account is an amazing tool, but let's be real, it's a sandbox with zero consequences. It just can't simulate that feeling deep in your gut when a trade starts going against you. In a live environment, every single click, every entry, every exit, it all has a real financial outcome attached to it. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. That abstract loss that you just brush off on a demo screen, suddenly it's tangible, it's real. It's the money you were saving up for something important. And that emotional connection, oh man, it changes everything about how you make decisions. All this emotional pressure leads to the classic textbook mistakes. You start hesitating on a perfect setup that you would have jumped on in a demo account. Or maybe you get a few wins in a row and you start to feel invincible, right? So you oversize your next trade. And the worst one? You take a loss and immediately dive back in to win it back. That's revenge trading, and trust me, it is an account killer. So how do we fix this? What's the solution? The key is to stop thinking of discipline as some kind of personality trait that you're either born with or you're not. That's not it at all. Discipline is a skill. It's a set of repeatable, almost robotic habits that you can actually build through practice. You know, professional prop firms actually use an exercise just like this to drill new traders. The goal isn't to make money from flipping a coin, of course. The goal is to practice flawless, unemotional execution. This whole drill is designed to force you to separate the process of placing a trade from your emotional attachment to the outcome of that trade. The rules couldn't be simpler. You flip a coin. If it's heads, you go long. Tails, you go short. You have your profit target and your stop loss decided before you ever get in, and then you just execute. You do it again and again and again. The whole point is to build that muscle memory of just following your rules, no matter what your gut or your feelings are screaming at you. Now, this whole idea of mechanical practice builds directly into the absolute core of professional risk management. See, once you can execute without emotion, you need a mathematical framework to protect your money. And it all starts with one simple, completely non-negotiable rule. This number is absolutely everything. It's the cornerstone of long-term survival in this game. 1%. Professional traders live and breathe by this rule. It means they will never, ever risk more than 1% of their total account balance on any single trade. Period. And let's be really clear here. The 1% rule isn't about limiting your profits. It's about making sure that no single bad trade, or even a whole string of losing trades, can knock you out of the game. It mathematically guarantees your survival, and surviving is the #1 job of any trader. Okay, so how do you actually apply this rule in the real world? It's not about just guessing. It is all about calculation, and the specific tool you use, it's called position sizing. This is how you translate that abstract idea of 1% risk into a concrete trade size. So in a Forex market, we don't really trade in dollars. We trade in something called lots. The standard lot, which is a 1.00 size, is kind of the benchmark. When you trade a standard lot, you're controlling 100,000 units of currency, which for most major pairs means every single little pip the price moves is worth about $10. And this right here, this shows you why lot size is so incredibly critical. Just look at this. The exact same 50-pip move against you can mean a $500 loss with a standard lot, a $50 loss with a mini lot, or just a $5 loss with a micro lot. The market did the exact same thing in all three cases. The only thing you changed was your position size. This is a direct quote from our source material, and you really can't say it enough. Guessing your lot size isn't trading, it's gambling. It's as simple as that. Professionals do not guess, they calculate every single time. Okay, so let's get into the math. And don't worry, it's super straightforward. This is the formula that will keep you in the game. This is how you perfectly align your trade size with your 1% risk rule. So here it is. All you do is take your dollar risk, that's your 1%, and you divide it by your stop-loss distance, measured in pips. The number you get is the value per pip you need for that trade. Then you just match that value to the correct lot size to perfectly fit your risk plan. Easy. Let's just walk through a quick example together. Let's say your account is $10,000, so your 1% risk is $100. Your trade setup needs a 20 pip stop loss. You just divide your risk, $100, by those 20 pips. The answer is $5 per pip. And in Forex, a $5 per pip value corresponds to a 0.50 lot size. See? No guessing, just simple math. So when you put all of this stuff together, you really do arrive at a fundamental choice. Every single time you open your charts, you are actively deciding which of two paths you're going to walk down. So which trader are you? Are you going to be the professional, the one who meticulously calculates their risk, who follows a repeatable process, and who makes sure they can stay in the market for the long haul? Or are you the gambler, the one guessing sizes, chasing losses, and trading based on fear and greed? That choice is yours to make on every single trade. And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway here. Long-term success in trading isn't about some magic indicator or a secret strategy somebody's selling you. It is about the boring, the unglamorous, but the incredibly powerful discipline to apply simple math to every single trade you take. At the end of the day, the market is going to do what the market's going to do. You can't control it. The only thing you can truly control is your process and your risk. That discipline, that becomes your competitive advantage. It's your edge. So the only question left is, how are you going to use it?